Turkey is not my favorite. My wife loves it. She loves the tradition of turkey. And I know that turkey is a lot of people's favorites for Thanksgiving. So today we're gonna cook 4 different types of turkey. We're gonna brine them all the same way, and they're all gonna be seasoned the same way. We're gonna do a classic baked turkey in the oven. I know it's not over the fire, but this is the traditional way of making turkey for a lot of people. We're gonna smoke it. That's one of my favorite ways. It's gonna add like a nice little smoky flavor on the outside, but it does cook the longest. We're gonna add it to the rotisserie. I personally love the rotisserie. It makes a really awesome outside crust on your skin. It gets it like nice and crispy. And then the last one is fried. This is by far the most popular and viral because fat makes everything better. We're gonna try them all out, taste test them, and see which one is the best. Let's dive into it. We're gonna brine each one of these turkeys. In here, I have water. It's a little warm, but it's not too warm. Salt, sugar, black pepper, and bay leaves. The salt and the sugar get absorbed into the actual turkey and they retain the moisture so that we actually keep the water inside of the turkey and it makes it juicier. It's very easy to make turkey dry, but the brine helps a lot. So I highly recommend doing this 24 hours before you're actually cooking, and make sure your turkey is completely thawed. This is the hardest part for some people. Dude, it can take 4 to 5 days to thaw a turkey that is going to, like, I'm talking like a 15, 16 pound turkey. It takes a long time. So make sure that you have that turkey like a week and a half before Thanksgiving, and you have that in your fridge thawing, especially if you're gonna fry it. Warning, don't fry frozen turkey. It's not a good idea. I like to use brown sugar, and we're gonna use a cup of it, or a little more. Honestly, season with your heart. Take that, drop her in. Next, we're gonna use kosher salt. We're gonna add a cup of this. I'm cooking about 8 to 10 pound turkeys, adjust as needed. Oh, I have black peppercorn. So I'm just gonna add maybe about 2 tablespoons in. This is gonna help add just like a little robusty spiciness to it. And then lastly, the seasoning that everyone adds but has absolutely no idea what flavor it is, including myself, that is bay leaves. Drop her in. Stir it until everything dissolves. This is our turkey. It will come with usually something that ties together the legs. So we're gonna break that off. And then we got the giblets and the neck. That's a little broken. Some people, you can save this, you can use it for stock, all of the above, but we're just gonna set it to the side. Oh, damn turkey. We have our entire turkey. I'm just gonna trim this guy up just a little bit. So you can see that they still kept the neck skin on, so I'm gonna take that off. And then the last thing that I'm gonna do is these wings. So that's where the turkey's fighting back. All right, we have our beautiful turkey, and we're gonna drop it into the brine. I'm gonna cover this guy up. This guy's gonna go into the fridge overnight, but if you don't have that much time, I definitely recommend at least 4 hours for brining. Over 24 hours, it's gonna get it too salty. Okay, so for this guy, we're gonna smoke him and I'm gonna spatchcock him. I know I said earlier that I was gonna keep them all the same. That's technically not correct. I'm going to spatchcock this guy. What is spatchcocking? It's a fun word to say. This is the hardest part about cooking turkey, and why it takes the longest is because this whole cavity is just completely empty. So it heats up the outside, but then you gotta heat up the inside of it, and it takes a long time. So to help speed up the process a little bit, we're gonna spatchcock it, which means we're gonna take a serrated blade and cut down this whole spinal area and take the whole spine out. And that just helps to lay it flat, and it helps to speed up the cooking process. Let's get into it and not get turkey juice everywhere. So I have this beautiful serrated knife. I like to feel down the spine. I usually like to start up top and follow down. Beautiful. Yeah. So just make sure, clip all around, and then spinal tapped. You gotta break the breastbone. It's just keeping everything fully together and rounded, and we want it to lay flat. So, boom, done. And if you like pretending to be a chiropractor, breathe in. Okay, so boom, shakalaka, spatchcocked. We'll season them up, throw them onto the smoker, and it should take about like 3 hours to cook on the smoker at about 250. I'm gonna add a little bit of binder. This is just oil. Neutral oil is usually the best. You could also use olive oil if you want to, but to keep it all the same, I have the turkey rub from Spiceology. You can go and check that out in the link in the description below. Keep it real simple and easy, and make sure to lift up all the different like pieces of the turkey so that you get underneath like the legs the wings. But a lot of people like to peel up the skin and add a little bit of like butter and inject and all that kind of stuff. You're more than welcome to do all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna keep it straightforward and let the cooking prove the flavor. Also, you gotta make sure that you get seasoning all over your cutting board. I'm gonna throw them onto the smoker and then we're gonna truss a turkey. I got my smoker going at 250. We're gonna throw this guy in and cook it for about 3.5, maybe even 4 hours. Mostly until the dark, like the deepest part of it is 165. That's the key that we're looking for. Let's dive in to trussing a turkey. What is trussing? We're gonna add some butcher twine around the turkey so we keep it in a tight formation so it cooks a little more evenly and it looks prettier. I have butcher twine that's like the length of LeBron's wingspan. This is just gonna help us secure the turkey. I'm gonna start in the middle of the string and I'm gonna go to the top of the breast and then follow it down. I'm gonna anchor it down a little bit and follow it along the cavity of the legs. Wrap it right here, tie it, flip it over, cut it back around like that, flip it back over again, tie it super duper tight. I'm gonna hook both legs. So I'm gonna do a butcher knot on this guy just to really make sure it stays tight. And there we go. And so one last tip that I will say is I like to soak my string in water for maybe about 30 minutes or an hour. It's just gonna help it stay tight and it's not gonna burn and it's gonna be a lot less likely that it snaps and breaks. Let's season them up and we're gonna put them onto the rotisserie. A little bit of oil for binder and then we're gonna season up with the turkey rub. I'm using this turkey rub today. I love Spiceology. You can go and check out all my seasonings in the caption below. Honestly, my favorite turkey rub though would be my new cowboy butter rub. Another great one if you're smoking is my Tennessee Smoke. There's a hint of orange in that one and turkey with a little bit of orange is fantastic. All right, let's skewer this guy up. All right, so I'm gonna follow the cavity and I'm gonna put the prongs into the back of it and then this goes right into the breast. All right, let's go and throw this onto the rotisserie. All right, let's add in the charcoal. So I'm gonna add all the charcoal onto one side so that the turkey doesn't like start super burning from all the heat. If you did it all flat on the bottom, you don't have as much control of the temperature. And same with if you had it on both sides, you're cooking in between, it's just gonna be way too hot. Let's add on the turkey. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is just a classic rotisserie. This guy is gonna take about 3 hours to cook, ideally at about 325. Another little side piece, I have the charcoal over on this side. I have the vent here. I'm gonna put the vent away so that it flows out and it kind of smokes it a little bit more. Day. All right, so the oil is ready. I cut the gas line just in case anything happens, and we're gonna add this in. Let's pull this guy out. Look at that bad boy. Woo! All right, so I didn't add seasoning because I didn't want it to burn. So we're gonna add the seasoning right now. All the turkeys are done. They've been rested, so let's try them out. So we bake this guy in the oven, trussed him up. Honestly, this is just the classic way of making turkey. So for this taste test, I'm gonna cut off a little bit of the breast and then I'm gonna cut off one of the drumsticks and we're gonna try the dark and the light meat and we're gonna do it all side by side so I really know which one is my favorite. Y'all can't see it, but this thing is juicy. Next, we have smoked, and this looks incredible. It has great outside color, nice bark. It smells delicious. The outside color looks incredible. Has that smoke ring. It's not raw. All right, so this guy's the rotisserie. Color looks incredible. It looks the best compared to all of them. Look at that. So good. All right, last but not least, the most American, fried. It looks like KFC had Thanksgiving. Has a nice color. This thing is super tender. This is the ultimate showdown of what is the best way to cook a turkey. We have the classic oven baked, we have rotisserie, we have smoked, and we have fried. Let's dive into it. Let's try out the classic. Doesn't look bad. It has a nice little outside color. Flavor's good. It doesn't matter. You can have the juiciest turkey in the world, and it's still gonna take 25 minutes to chew. All right, let's try out the drum. That's very good. Now, let's try out the rotisserie. I love the color on this. This looks incredible. Immediate number one. Sorry, the flavor on that is so much stronger from the smoke and from cooking with charcoal. It's definitely juicier too. Wow, that's really good. All right, the drum. Oh, that just takes me to like Disneyland, eating a fried turkey leg. Like, oh my Lord. I don't even like turkey that much, but that's good. Now we have smoked. So it didn't render as well. The skin is a little more rubbery because it's not cooking at high enough temperature to really get that skin like crispy. Definitely smoky. The flavor's fine. It's just the skin. The skin is tough for me. Let's try the drum. Get my daily salt intake. If you like that flavor, I understand why. I would have added a little bit of sugar onto that. Probably would have used more of like a barbecue seasoning. Pretty good. Not my favorite, but pretty good. Last, we have the fried. Color is not incredible, but it should taste really good. Interesting. Fried is good. It has a nice skin. The leg, that is good. Oh wow, that is so tender. I have a winner. Like no question asked, without a doubt, is the rotisserie turkey. This is incredible. I don't even really love turkey that much, but I would make this every single year. It's juicy. It has that grilled charcoal flavor. It does have a little hint of smoke, but it's not too overpowering. Overall, 9 out of 10 when it comes to turkey. I think that if you inject it and add some of your favorite seasonings and really kind of amp it up, I think that this one has the recipe to be the best one. The baked, I think, has a lot stronger propensity of drying out. I think it's good, but it doesn't add any additional flavor from the way that you cook it. And then fried, it's good, it looks cool, and it sounds good, but in my opinion, frying should make everything better, but I guess not with turkey. And then my least favorite, not necessarily because it's bad. If you really like smoked, go for it. I understand. It's very potent. It was very juicy. I just don't really love how the skin kind of stays rubbery. Go and check out some of my favorite turkey recipes in the description below. Hit that subscribe button. Go and check out some of my seasonings. Cowboy butter goes great on almost all turkey, any way that you cook it, as well as this turkey rub. You can go and check that out as well. But as always, stay so freaking delicious. Cheers. Oh my gosh, what did I have? It's steak. That's the best. Yeah. All right, this is mine.